Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Texas, and we are back with the MUTMEN podcast, episode 61, attempt number 2. Because your man's, talking about myself, I messed up. It wasn't my fault, but I'm gonna take responsibility because I should have just did something to get the audio out. But yeah, it happens. We'll probably go over it later on in the podcast. But how's it going, Gutfoxx? How you doing, man?
Not too bad. Yourself, Texas?
Doing good, man. Still kind of kicking myself for messing up the first attempt at this, but
yeah, no worries, man.
That we can all get back together tonight and make this happen again.
Yeah, any good work is worth doing twice.
Is it though?
Okay, no, I hate doing work twice.
I was gonna say, like, putting up fences. I don't like doing that twice. One time's probably good enough. I ain't trying to do that shit twice.
I'm just really glad that Wheelz is able to join us for the second. He's a very generous fella. Yeah. Appreciate
your time, man. I know you want to play some FIFA. I see you over here grinding FIFA at the end of the year, even though I wouldn't be doing that if I were you. But hey, you can. So I appreciate you coming back doing the podcast for the second time. Third time, technically, since last time it's not going up right now. So, but thank you, man. How's it going for you?
No problem. I'm just chilling, so it's all good.
Good.
Yeah, Wheelz, plug yourself. But
yes,
your YouTube, man. Talk to us about what you do and Twitch and stuff.
So youtube.com/WheelzGaming. I upload mainly Madden, but I'm starting to get into all the other sports games now, just because. And twitch.tv/WheelzFL whenever I do stream, but Madden's kind of boring right now, so we'll see when that happens.
It's interesting that you say it's boring right now, even with this rewind promo that we got out.
Yeah,
not feeling it.
It's cool, but it's not like, I don't know. I'm just ready for 18, which kind of sucks because we're like, what, 3 months out, 2.5 months out.
So far away. So
I'm kind of just done with 17.
That's a good point. I mean, we'll talk about Madden 18 here soon with the MUTSQUADS and whatnot, but talk about today's promo. Did you have a chance to get out? And oh, sorry, for the people out there, we do apologize. This is going to be a day late, and then we might even have a special edition early next week. Me and Texas have a special interview tomorrow, so look forward to that one. But Wheelz,
be great.
Yeah, we got you now, and we're quite excited about it. Hey, so did you get a chance to take a look at the year in the review promo, Wheelz?
Yeah, I actually uploaded the pack opening for that. It's not bad. I mean, it's cool, but I think aside from the Brett Favre set, kind of ridiculous, but everything else is not bad. I mean, for like the price of how much these cards are going for, it's not that bad considering what's been coming out and the price of those cards that's been coming out.
I'm kind of on Wheelz' side here. Texas, I want to hear your take on it though.
Not a big fan of promo packs that come out where you can pull a card in that pack that doesn't cost more than a pack cost. That makes any sense. So every single card that you can pull, elite-wise, is like $50K. So even if you pull the 95 Russell Wilson, you don't make coins out of that pack. So I'm a big fan of packs where you obviously you pull a golden ticket, but I'm saying if you get what the pack says what you're going to get, you can't make your coins back even if you pull, let's say, 2 Super Bowl past elites. I'm not a big fan of stuff like that. But that's the only negative I could say about this promo, just the packs and the cost of them.
The only other big complaint I heard were the solos being gated to the chemistries.
Yeah.
Did you like that?
That is true, but I think it's because people had high expectations because Guru and these guys were hyping, especially mostly Guru, he was hyping up this content, and people thought it was going to be a journey. I know at least in my viewers, they thought that this was going to be a journey that comes out today, but instead we got not age-gated, we got Kim-gated solo challenges, which I don't think people were ready for, especially with promo Kims, which people all year long have hated.
Yep.
Yeah. Wheelz?
I mean, yeah, I don't like the promo chems. I don't like the return of that or the solos, but I don't know. Whenever they're hyping stuff up now, like I don't care because we saw they hyped up the cards that we can't get for 2 months. So after that, I'm just like, you're hyping stuff up. We'll have to wait and see. It's probably not going to be that great.
Yeah, we'll talk about loyalty tokens in a bit. So with this rewind promo, like I don't know if so Guru was hyping it quite a bit. And I don't know, like, if his ultimate ticket, wasn't the developer supposed to put out their ultimate tickets? If it was supposed to come out today, too. And then there was also mixed in with that the MUTSQUAD hype, too. So I think maybe everybody thought that huge hype was for 17. I know in our first podcast on Tuesday, based on the hype, I was like, are we getting team play in 17 based on them saying it's going to come out soon? I know I said that on stream because Jake Stein had put in his Twitter soon. I'm like, is soon 3 months from now, or in the corporate world, or soon a couple days from now? So I was caught up in the hype too by the developers, and maybe that was the issue, is that they hyped it so much and didn't really pay off. But I think the promo, in my opinion, actually was a solid one. I think maybe the community's expectations were just set too high for it. What do you think about that, Texas?
I agree. Like, people really were mad. Like, yo, this shit's garbage. Like, it's not garbage, man. Fall back. It's not garbage. There's some things I don't like about it, but it's not garbage. It's just not what you guys expected. Because I'm pretty sure if this was just regular Kim solo challenges where you had to get bruising back tier 2, you had to get pick specials tier 2, people would be more excited about it. I just think it was just like the wrong combination of players where you have to get. Plus, to get into Kim is kind of tough, because if you wanted to get the Super Bowl Pass Kim, you got which is pretty easy, you also got to get Super Bowl Present Kim, which is going to be a little bit more expensive. And so I think that when people don't got many coins for these crazy expensive cards to get these lineups, get these solo challenges unlocked, and Guru's saying more solos are coming, but these solos aren't for everybody. I think it's just high expectations coupled with probably just not the best choice of program elites for the solo challenges as well as the collections.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. In my opinion, those elites, so they're going for quite a bit of coin now, and you can put them together for like, what, 700K? But when you look at those cards, those are amazing cards. Those are well worth the coins that you're going to get out of doing those sets together.
A few of them.
Reggie White is phenomenal.
For the price, I guess you're right. Because like that Lawrence Taylor is basically just a +1 upgrade over his other Lawrence Taylor. Unless you're going to be using Thanksgiving chemistry, which you're not going to use. I think it's probably why people hate it as well. The program or the promo chemistries on those elite cards, all of them are terrible except for Super Bowl Past.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to be using most spheres. You're not going to be using. You're not going to be using Ultimate Freeze, and you're not going to be using the Thanksgiving one. The only one you can probably use is Emmitt Smith, who was the best card to come out. That's the best halfback in this game.
Wheels, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, the promo chems kind of suck. I wish they weren't on these cards. I know they're like based on these promos, but I kind of just wish they ignored that. Especially since Most Feared came out 8 months ago. Thanksgiving came out 7 months ago. Like, no one's using those cards, so it kind of sucks. But for the price, they're really really solid cards. Like Paul Krause, I think every card is going for $1 million except for the Lawrence Taylor, which is $1.5 million. So for that price, for what's been coming out recently, and then looking at the stats, it's pretty good. So
yeah, especially when you put together, like, these don't cost that much to put together. They only cost $670K, $700K. You know, the set that saved this promo, kind of an underrated gem, is that 10 golds to 1 promo gold set that you can repeat over and over. That makes every single gold in all the sets 10,000 coins, because most golds only go for 1,000 coins. So the fact that the 50 golds, which is the hardest thing to do about the requirements, and then the solos, the 50 golds only go for, what is that, 500,000 coins. And then like the 10 elites were like 20,000. So that's like 700,000 without snipes. That's not a bad price for, I would say, top 3 guys at their positions, if not number 1. Like LT is right up there at number 1, maybe 2 behind Golden Ticket Clowney. Reggie White was my favorite defensive lineman of the entire year. He played the best because of his traits. So that once you get into it a little bit deeper, like when I saw this in the morning and everybody's railing on it, there's none of these cards in the auction house, I was like, oh, geez, EA, come on. And then when I actually looked at it on my console, I was okay, not so bad. But I don't know. Any other thoughts on that, Wheels?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't recommend opening the packs for him unless you really want these cards. But you don't have the coins, but you might as well just buy these cards up. Are we going to talk about the Master set, though?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
All right, so I think the Brett Favre set is interesting because you do get the cards back. You get the boss cards back, but they're non-auction, non-trade. I don't know if he's worth 4 million coins.
Yeah.
Or 4.5, whatever it is.
They went the MLB route / the Madden 13 and previous, that kind of route where you set it in and then you get the NAT version. Do you think that's something you want to see in 18, Wheels?
Yeah, I don't mind that you get the cards back. Just for this particular card, I don't think it's worth it. But it's nice. I mean, if you get, my thought is, can you put back in the non-auction, non-trade cards into the future sets? That would be what I would be interested into seeing. But yeah, if you get the non-auction or if you get the cards back, well, the other thing you got to worry about that is the binder space too. But yeah, I like the idea of getting the cards back.
But okay, so Texas, what are your thoughts on the Favre and his set cost and what's he going for? And would you do that? And then how do you like it going forward into 18?
Well, with the Favre set, I seen Favre's card. There's better quarterbacks in this game. They just gave us Tom Brady. Why would you do a set that costs 4 million coins when they just gave us Tom Brady for free?
Yeah.
I know it's tedious to get because them completions is out of control, but you can get a 3 million coin quarterback for free. So I don't like how they keep dropping these quarterbacks. We got Matthew Stafford, who's the best quarterback, and they tied that in with the team hero sets a while back, or the team MVP sets, and they made Andy Dalton and any other quarterback, Dak Prescott's price plummet because Matt Stafford was the in-game quarterback for a budget team that could also do other things on higher and better teams. And then they dropped the 97 or 98 Matt Stafford Warriors. Like, I don't like how many quarterbacks they're dropping over here in this game. So for them to expect us to basically collect all these cards, even though you do get them back, which is great for a quarterback that's probably just a little bit better than Brady, who's going to cost more, don't think that's worth it.
I get you. And then what about going into 18?
I want to see this back in 18. This was a thing back in Madden 13 where you collect cards, get them back. I don't understand the idea of me like. Nobody really cared about the silvers or the bronze or the golds, but when you collect elite cards, so if you're doing a mover set and you got to collect the 97 overall Latavius Murray, you don't get that card back. Like, that's so dumb. And I know why they do that, because they want you to go back out and buy that card again. But if I'm gonna be collecting a card that high overall, I'm wanting it back in my binder. I really want that card back in my binder. I'd be more inclined to do more sets then if I'm gonna be getting better value out of it. Well, at least I'll get 3 cards, like 95 overall. Well, is a Connor Barwin and 97 overall Latavius Murray back once I get this Zach Brown. That'd be awesome. So hopefully we see more of this in next year's game, even just with elite cards. I don't care about golds, I don't care about silver, I don't care about bronze. But if it's with just elites, I'm here for it.
Yeah, Wheelz I thought made a really good point with regards to binder space and then future sets. It'll take. It's probably not like ridiculously difficult to take it, so they can't be collected twice. But for binder space,
what they'll probably do is like the no trade clause, where just the only thing you do is quick sell or add to your starting lineup. It's probably what it'll be, just
true.
like that, something like that.
Yeah,
that's not a bad point. And then for the binder space, because MLB's set up where you get every single card in the game in your binder, and you can collect as many versions of it as you want. Whereas Madden's not set up like that at all. I've never understood the limit on Madden binder space. Maybe they have like a server limit that they want to keep down, but I don't know. I guess it could, if they do, leave you the NAT versions of golds and silvers, it could blow up your binder. But I'm sure there's a better way of solving that. I don't know. What do you guys think of the current? What binder do you like better, MLB's or Madden's, Wheelz?
I'd say MLB, just because you don't have to worry about your binder in general. But I don't mind Madden's either, because it kind of forces you to sell cards. So it forces cards onto the auction block. So I don't mind that in that sense. But, yeah, I don't know why there's a binder limit.
Yeah, Texas? Which one do you like better?
MLB, just because, there's more baseball players than there are NFL players. But there's also...
wait.
Aren't there more baseball players than NFL players? No, probably not.
I do not think so. I think there's 40 on each baseball team, plus free
52.
agents, but 52 for each NFL team.
So it's really weird because I think 2K has you can collect as many cards as you want to. You got to sell the duplicates obviously, but you don't got to get rid of your binder. So I don't know if it's something to do with the servers or something where EA thinks that having 1,200 is just the best way to go about handling business. So I don't know if it's anything to do with server space. I just think they think if you got to clear your binder out, you'd be more inclined to, just instead of hoarding on the cards, you got to get rid of cards ASAP.
I will say, ever since they gave us those MUT rewards and expanded our binder, I noticed a lot more freezing in my binder and the game crashing.
Yep.
Do you guys?
I think that's just an Xbox issue, though. That's what I heard.
Oh, really? So it doesn't happen in PS4?
I heard it doesn't happen in PlayStation. It's just Xbox.
Huh. That's too bad.
It is a Madden issue, but it's just Xbox Madden, not PlayStation Madden.
Yep. So in 2K, you can collect 2,500 cards, unique cards, so you get Kobe Bryant. So 2K has 2,500 for each person that plays their My Team game, whereas Madden we have 12. So I don't know why that is. It's something to do with EA just not wanting to give us so much space, maybe for the economy or something like that.
Or just artificial limit. All right, so this promo, give it a letter grade in your opinion, and compared to other promos that we've seen in 17. Well, let's go through Madden history. I would give this a B, in my opinion. Wheelz, what would you give it?
I say B, just because the MasterCard sucks.
I gotcha. Texas?
I'm going to probably say like a C+. It's mostly because the packs are garbage. And then the master set I'm not a big fan of, but it does redeem itself with the, what do you call it, getting the cards back. Also, I'm not a big fan of the +1s again. Like, I know these cards are the best cards at their position, but the Lawrence Taylor is just +1 better than the boss card. The Paul Krause is a little bit upgraded compared to his other card, but it's not much. It's a 98. And again, they're doing shit like +2 to ball carrier vision, +2 to juke move, stuff like that doesn't matter for a safety. And then you also got the Reggie White, who is not much better, unless you're going to be using all these promo chems. I hate the fact that if you want to use promo chems, these cards are a little bit better, but if you don't use them, you're basically just paying for a card that's limited. But the only card that's like really amazing is Amos Smith. He's basically Ricky Williams, but like going for much less. Doesn't have the doesn't have the Energizer chemistry on him, but that card is crazy good.
Yeah.
86 speed, 94 looseness, 90 plus trucking as well. Like, oh, that card's crazy.
Have Emmett cards played well for you, Texas? They've been okay for me.
Well, they've been slow all year. That's just the fastest one we got. So how about to try them out? Emmett's been like 90 speed. I'm like, yeah, I don't want this card. I got the Madden Mobile one and just gave it away. I'm like, yeah, I don't really want to use a 90 speed halfback on my roster. So now just you can actually use that guy.
Yeah, that's a good point. Wheelz has, how has Emmitt Smith played for you? And then what's the best running back you used this year?
Haven't used Emmett at all. Just because he's too slow. And honestly, my favorite running back is LT, just because of that never stumble chem. It is actually like pretty useful. Maybe it's just because I'm blind and run into my lineman all the time, but I think it's an awesome chemistry. Like it looks weird, but like especially when you're getting hit from behind and like maybe they try to shoestring tackle you, sometimes he gets back up from that. So. I really like the LT card. It's hard for me to use any other running back right now, but I'll probably try out the Emmett.
Nice. Yeah, it should be a fun time. Texas, what's your favorite running back this year?
I really liked Zeke when I first got him, but then when they tuned that running game, this is after the Super Bowl, I want to say. When they tuned the game, I could never get consistent running anymore. Like all my run plays were just kind of shut down. So it's probably going to be Ezekiel Elliott Team of the Year. I really love using that card.
Interesting. I've had a few successes. Le'Veon Bell was very good for me and is very good. And then Derrick Henry, of course. I'm one of those people.
Before you go. So did you see that if you play the most feared solos, you get a limited time use card that is bossed out?
Oh, that's like upgraded.
It's only 2-game contract, but if you know how to skirt the rules, that guy can be in your team forever. So somebody has a 7'1" Derrick Henry on their roster permanently. That's 95 overall.
Wait, how do you skirt the rules?
Because if you put a guy at like your third down back or as like your long snapper, sometimes it doesn't count the contract. Or if he's like a backup when you get into a game, so sometimes you can get these guys up there permanently. You gotta stop doing that. Like, the contracts are cool when you're locking guys in, but sometimes if you hide a guy on your roster, you can keep the guy in there without him losing any contracts.
That's weird. So, I thought once they enter the game, a contract is used.
I don't think that's how that works, because the guy that was in my stream said he was using him the entire time while knocking out the solo challenges.
Huh. Maybe it's only two, like, head-to-head games? Or can you only...
It might be... You can use him head-to-head. Maybe he just had my third down back, which doesn't use a contract.
Huh.
Or kick returner as well as one of those things is that I noticed that I don't think uses contracts.
There's a tip for anybody. That's why you listen to the MUTMEN podcast.
If you want a 7'3" running back or receiver, knock out the most feared solo, which are the easiest one to do, by the way, because it's just 10 players for offense and defense. Everything else is kind of hard because you got to get both offense and defense for Thanksgiving, offense and defense for Super Bowl past and present. Actually, no, this one chemistry. It's Thanksgiving, and the other one is what's the other one? Thanksgiving and Ultimate Freeze. Yeah, which is like, fuck out of here, yay.
All right, moving on to Madden 18 talk and the MUTSQUADS. Now, it was a pretty big deal revealed yesterday that we're not going to have team play, and that was kind of well known. But it's called MUTSQUADS, so we know a lot more about it now. It's basically you're going to take your there's a blog about it. You could probably read it. It's on the Madden subreddit, and it's been passed around. You probably know about it. But basically, what do you guys think of the way they broke down team play this year, where you get the offensive captain, the defensive captain, and then the head coach? Let me get your thoughts on the way they broke that down first. Wheelz?
Yeah, it's cool. I don't mind that. Kind of sucks if you're the head coach. You you don't really get to do much, I guess.
Well, I think a lot of the benefit of the head coach is it's kind of like you're a newbie. You can and don't play much. If you're like a CFM guy, I know they're kind of disappointed that it wasn't, reg teams for this, and the rest of us are like, no, it's reg teams. That would have been really boring. But I think so. Like, if you don't have a MUT team, you can go in as a head coach and basically rely on your two teammates to bring in a good squad for you.
Yeah, I guess that works. I guess, but I don't know. It'd be interesting to see how it is. I'm interested in the gameplay, which we should get at EA Play, right? So I think they've confirmed that. So I'm interested to see how it works. I'll probably play it, but I don't know. I just want some Ultimate Team stuff.
I got you. Are you not so interested in team play?
I think it'll be fun to play, like off and on, but I don't know if it's something I'd play all the time.
I got you. Texas, what are your thoughts
on the captains and the kind of coaches? I'm on the wait and see approach because I read the article, I watched videos, I'm like, that's interesting, but I don't know why we need that. I was kind of hoping to go in the direction of 2K where it's just the GM and he just kind of assigns all the things, makes the jerseys, has control of the roster, but I don't like the fact that the head coach is not really the head coach because the head coach has say with the players. I mean, you obviously can tell your friend, I want this guy, but at the end of the day, he can't really force you to make that guy on the roster with that guy on the roster. So I just want to see how this goes because I feel like it's kind of convoluted for what it needs to be. If they would have just made it just kind of simple, instead of making it this complex, I feel like it would probably been a little bit easier to understand, but I'm not really... I'm waiting. I'm gonna wait until EA Play and see if it's easy to understand. Because right now I'm kind of like, yo, this is unnecessary.
Yeah, especially matching up with like randoms online. Like,
yeah, I didn't understand that either. Like, oh, if me and you want to get in the game, then we'll just have a person's playing by themselves. They might find you a game. And matchmaking right now is not good already. So I imagine like we would waiting a minute and a half to get into a game. It looks like.
Yeah, it really depends on how popular it is, and like say one side of the ball could have like 98 overalls, and the other one you could be running with bronzes because you got matched up randomly. So I guess what they're basically saying is have friends.
Basically, yeah. Have a squad of 3 people you trust to build a roster with.
Don't be a shut-in loser. Yeah, so it'll be interesting with MUTSQUADS going forward and how that warps not only the game. Do you guys think it gets competitive in its first year or not, Wheelz?
I hope not.
Like competitive Madden.
I don't know. It might be interesting if it got competitive, but I think like first year and try something that's new first year to make it competitive. I don't know about that. I think that might be a disaster for EA. But I mean, if they want to do it, then I guess that's cool.
Yeah. It's gonna be really weird to see. I don't know. Like at the start of Madden 17, we had that run pass glitch, and they're gonna have a lot. Like I said this in maybe a podcast before. It's gonna be hard to balance all these different game modes and game settings that they have. Like does team play come out in arcade settings, or is it going to be competitive settings, or is it going to be simulation settings? I don't think we've heard yet what it's going to be in. And then like you got to balance that with those 3 things that I just said in different one-on-one settings. So I worry that EA is spreading themselves a little thin with balancing their game around not having just a couple glitch plays working. They've done really good job. They showed off some features, which we'll get to in a little bit, about balancing like nanos and edge pressure and whatnot. But Texas, what do you think about competitive MUTSQUADS?
I think they're going to have to do it because they wouldn't have brought this back if they didn't see money opportunity here. So I think we may see one event this entire year, or maybe they may do something where the guys who are already at the EA event all have to team up with each other. How many people end up going to these events? Like 16?
Yeah, it sounds about right.
So if it's like you might have to probably find 2 extra people in order to basically get like squads of 3 for 6 squads of 3 for it to happen. I think they'll try something because they would not bring this back in the game if it didn't make money. Because the reason why they took it out of the game was because it wasn't making them any money. So I would assume that they're going to try something next year just to maybe get off the ground, and then maybe in Madden 19 they're going to try to get this full-fledged thing off the ground. Because I think this would be more entertaining to watch than watching individual guys play. Because individual guys playing full games aren't that entertaining. Like I love watching these Street Fighter tournaments and Tekken tournaments because those go by quickly. A Madden game takes a while, a lot of time and investment to go into watching those games.
I did see Dubby tweeted out that he doesn't like this team play because he thinks it takes a little bit of attention away from the one-on-one game. Now, you mentioned team play making Madden money, and I think they clearly tied it into MUT, which will make them hopefully drive more sales is what they're thinking and drive more people into MUT. Now, do you think competitive Madden actually makes EA money, Texas?
It has to, otherwise they wouldn't do it. Like, I understand it's an investment, trying to get more eyes on your product, but if you're going to be doing these events and paying for it yourself, you kind of got to see a return on your investment.
Where's the revenue stream?
Probably from advertising. Probably from, because they're on TV. They got advertising from Twitch. They probably got advertising revenue coming in from YouTube. Same thing with the NFL Network and all these other places. McDonald's probably sponsors some shit as well. So they're probably getting money more than they're actually spending out, or maybe they're breaking even, which is like good still. They're still in the black, not in the red. But they're getting paid. They ain't doing this for free.
Wheelz, what do you think of that?
At a loss to them. If that makes any sense.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah,
I'm not sure about that. The McDonald's thing. What was that for? The Madden Bowl? I think that's what it was. I don't remember.
So,
but
yeah.
That must have been good money for them to have like a sole McDonald's sponsorship like that. They're probably making some money off of that, but how much did they give away? Like $1 million this year?
Yeah,
not at once though. Like it's kind of one of those things.
I know they did
$1 million giveaway, but it's like over like 6 damn.
Yeah, I don't know if they've made $1 million off of ad revenue.
You know they didn't make off of ad revenue, off of being on TV, getting those exclusive deals with ESPN, saying we want you to host our shit.
ESPN ain't making any money, so
they're on ESPN too. ESPN too pays good money. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about ESPN themselves. They fired everyone out here. They fired John Clayton the other day.
On ESPN. I mean, it's because they're trying to go young and stop with these old people they're not opinion givers. That's why they're changing a lot. They're getting guys like Bomani, Pablo Torre, guys who were smart and educated that aren't like really into sports as like fandom, but into sports as in a sociology aspect.
But I don't know. I don't think they made $1 million, but I'm sure they said they did. But I just don't see the viewership. That's the main thing.
Yeah, we went on for a while on the viewership in competitive Madden in our first podcast. Basically, we talked about how the Twitch numbers. There was only 9,000 people watching their championship, and I asked, and I'll ask you guys again: is competitive Madden? Is it going to? Well, I guess I didn't ask this one. Is it going to die out like it did? About half a decade ago, or is this here to stay for good? Wheelz.
I think it's here to stay. They're really pushing it, and like a lot of other companies and games are pushing esports. So, and I'm a big fan of esports. So I hope it doesn't die out. I hope they got to do something else with it. They just need to get, like I think I said this in the last podcast. They just need to have these competitive guys like more. What did I say? I don't remember, but they need to have these guys like streaming more, making videos or something like that, just so that people could get behind these guys, and then in turn more people will have eyes on the tournaments, because right now no one really cares that much, and the viewership jumps up when Problem streams, and then everything else is just low numbers. Or when Problem is on the game. Yeah.
Problem was in the finals, and it only drew 9,000 on Twitch. Yeah, I know it's on the NFL Network, and I saw the numbers from Rex, and the guy Rex retweeted the guy. There were 100. Here's the thing: it was on NFL Network this year. Last year was on ESPN too, but there were 100,000 fewer viewers on NFL Network this year than there were last year for the Madden Championship, and that's probably purely network related. Yeah. But 9,000 people on Twitch watching, even with Problem in the championship game. Now, is that good enough, Wheelz?
No, definitely not.
So the thing is, Problem took a couple months off of streaming before that to basically practice his game, to surprise people coming into the tournament about what he's going to do. And like you said, they need to build their brands, but when you're at a competitive disadvantage, showing people your offense and your defense and how you set things up, do you think it's in their best interest to hide their schemes or stream?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely is in their best interest to kind of hide their game plan so that no one knows what they're going to do. So I see the advantage in that, but at the same time, I mean, they probably don't care about the viewership overall. They just care about winning the prize money. But it's just not going to grow the esport if they're not out there.
Yeah. I think EA did a really good job promoting these guys, because now they're big names in the community. like Serious Mo, we know his story, we know Volt's grandpa and all that stuff. So I do think EA's done a very remarkable job with it. I think their announcers are very good. I know some people complain about them, but I think they do a good job announcing the games. They hype people up. They do a really good job. So EA, I would commend them for their commitment to esports this year and really trying to make it work. Texas, let us hear your thoughts on this all.
I'm looking online right now about the revenue thing still. ESPN's trying to get into esports, man. I feel like ESPN paid them a decent amount of money for them to broadcast their games.
Yeah, it wasn't on ESPN this year though.
I wonder why that was. I wonder why that was. But I think these companies are still probably paying for these rights to be on. They're not just showing it and not paying them.
Well, you got the Madden Nation show on the NFL Network, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
But as for esports and ESPN, you're completely correct. They have like a section of the website now that does esports and writes about it frequently.
Sometimes on Saturdays you can catch them talking about League of Legends and shit. So I feel like there's a lot of money in this. EA's just trying to capitalize on it. They just probably haven't found the right mode for it, I feel like. So, but yeah, what was the question we were talking about with the competitive game? So I can.
Is it going to die off, or like will it generate enough revenue in the future to support itself?
It should be able to. I'm hoping that this team play is the reason it makes it interesting, because people like watching groups of people play together and use teamwork to win. So I think if it's not working with the regular game so far, which is single player, I think the competitive environment will be more enticing. Because either these games got to be quicker, because like I said earlier, we watch Street Fighting, we watch all these fighting games, they go by just like that. You see best of the best, and it's quick. Whereas Madden is more, it's kind of boring. If you're being honest, the shit's kind of boring. There's not many exciting plays in there. It's all kind of safe shit, and on defense, kind of the same stuff. So I think team play be kind of a little bit more wacky, a little bit more fun, and I think that's what's going to probably push them over the top. So I don't think competitive dies out if team play turns to a success.
Yeah, and I think a lot of the lack of excitement also is because of the way that you had to play Madden with the heavy heat that a lot of people bring. You had to throw it short, you had to throw it quick, gain a couple yards here, a couple yards there, and the lack of the SWAT. I think was it Wheelz who said this last podcast, basically, where the downfield options. It's exciting when the ball's thrown downfield, and the fact that we know it's going to be incomplete without a swerve this year makes it kind of like whatever. But
in the same vein too, like how many people like watching Alex Smith play quarterback? Everybody would prefer watching Aaron Rodgers throw the ball than Alex Smith. And
yeah,
Alex Smith probably has more wins than Rodgers, but it's because it probably has more yards. It's either Rodgers makes the game more exciting, to make more fun to watch.
That's not true.
Is it not? Well, I'm talking about last year though. I thought Alex Smith had a better year, like yard wise, than Aaron Rodgers did. Aaron Rodgers had nobody throwing the ball to last year, and the year before last either. I could be wrong about that, but I'm just saying, like, Alex Smith way works as well, but it's boring. Nobody wants to watch Captain Checkdown, who throws like 6 yards every pass it's in. Nobody wants to watch that.
Or my boy Joe Flacco, Checkdown King last year, so annoying.
It's not fun to watch. I think that's why I think with team play, you're gonna see a lot of nonsense. I mean, you may see those guys out here running the same shit, but I feel like if it's like gonna be, if they do this competitive, you're going to see a lot of people just running a bunch of ridiculous routes and just having fun with it, which it doesn't seem like those competitive guys are having fun with Madden. It's kind of like a job they're just doing for them. Huge paycheck they get at the end of it, which I can't blame them.
Yeah, so Rodgers had 276 yards per game. Alex Smith had 233. So Rodgers had a significant amount more per game.
But wins, though, man. Wins.
Wait, which one got further in the playoffs?
I mean, we know that's what they go into the playoffs, though. Like, we know that's not happening. We know that for a fact. I'm just saying, though, like, one's more of a winning method, but it's not fun to watch. The other one is more reckless and more enjoyable to watch.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, his recklessness is combined with generational talent, so it's great watching Rodgers.
Best quarterback of all time.
Really?
Ooh,
yes.
Rodgers? Ooh.
Yes, he's more accurate than Brady ever was, and he can also scramble. So he just got the rings, but I'm not here to argue rings.
Yeah, not even arguing rings, like stat wise. You think Rodgers is that much better, huh?
Yeah, I think he's a better passer, and he has more accuracy, control of his ball, and he can do the things that Andrew Luck can, scramble. So he's dual threat, except for he's much more dangerous in passing. The only thing he can say about Rodgers negatively is his record in one-score leads is terrible. Like, he loses all those games.
His injury record too. He's injured more often than Brady, although Brady missed a whole year.
That's well, Rodgers gets hurt, but he holds on the ball a lot of the time, though, which causes injuries. So, but if you were redrafting right now, guys in their prime, I'm taking Rodgers over Brady.
Well, yeah, because their age.
No, in their prime.
In the prime.
All age 28, whatever. I'm taking Rodgers over Brady.
Interesting. All right, well, getting back to Mutt. So we also had a new feature by Clint Oldenburg today announced called Identify the Mic. Now, Wheelz, were you able to see this Identify the Mic feature?
Yeah, I saw that earlier today.
Okay. So basically what Rex said, how it works, I'm trying to navigate to it here. It's here, I'll read off exactly what he said. Never get nickel blitz again. He said this in a Twitch stream. Manually set your pass protection with the ID the mic. You just need to be able to identify who he is sending. Bluffing is a much bigger factor. So you hit RB to pass protection, hold A to ID the mic, left stick over to whatever defender you want to get picked up, release A. So it's pretty interesting that you just hold it and then you scroll over to the guy you want picked up and you let go of A and all of a sudden he's picked up. Now, is this going to work well? I guess is our biggest concern. And are you excited for Wheelz?
Yeah, I think this is what we needed. We needed to be able to identify the guy coming off the edge. That's what we asked for this year. That's all a lot of people complaining about this year is like the running back just runs straight up the middle. So I'm hoping this means that we could actually have the running back block the guy coming on the outside. So that's my hope for that. And like I think he said Rex said the thing about bluffing blitzes is more important now. I think that's awesome. I think that is definitely going to be key. It's going to add another sort of game planning, I guess. So
here's the issue I see with it is dual edge heat. If you send 6 coming off both edges. Now that's right now the nickel blitz. The nickel blitz is fine until they start sending that 6-man pressure that comes off both edges that you can't block. Like no matter how you try and do it, it's like it is hell to try and block that 6-man with the nickel blitz. So I'll wait to see. I'm gonna hold off judgment on this. It's a really cool feature. I really am excited for it. But the dual edge is what I'm worried about. Texas, what are your thoughts?
It's about time. This isn't funny because didn't they say recently that they couldn't add this into the game when they did though? I feel like they just say things and then keep our expectations low, then add it because they told we couldn't do the follow the best receiver with your best cornerback, and then they added it to next year's game. So. I'm actually really excited about this. I just want to see how it works in theory, though. Like if he blitzes a cornerback on nickel blitz, and then will that left end come in, or will your guard pick him? I want to know you got to tell everybody to block who, or is it just like you tell one person? Like you need multiple guys on your offense. Yeah. How will this work? And can you have your center block nickel blitz? Like if you know the guys who drop his 2 tackle into coverage on a spy, can you have your center drop back like you would do in real life? Your center will drop back and help chip off, and then maybe look for somebody else to block. I wonder how advanced this is going to be, where you can have a bunch of guys doing a bunch of things that they probably could do in real life, but in Madden they probably won't be able to.
Yeah, I do think this will get some sort of. Obviously, the players are going to spend way more time in the lab than the Madden developers have been able to put into there because there's just more of us than them. We're going to try to break this, and it will be broken, I'm sure, a month into the game. So I do worry. Like the dollar blitz this year that you can send off both edges. It's tough, and especially if you guess wrong. And that's like usually when this is announced, a lot of people are like, I saw the Twitter reactions. A lot of people are like, well, IDing the mic, that just tells the offensive line to shift which way. Whereas the way that Rex explained it makes a lot more sense by identifying the blitzer. So we'll see exactly what happens in the future. And I don't know. I'm kind of pumped. All right, so we're gonna make this a short one because we've got to do it again. Lot of topics to get to. Loyalty tokens. We touched on this last podcast. Let's talk about it again. Are you excited about the loyalty token promo, where basically you do a certain solo objectives every week, and after a certain amount of weeks, you can get 99 overall players? Texas, let's hear your thought on the loyalty token program.
Okay, so I like the idea, but I don't like what we're playing for because right now we have no idea what we're playing for. We know that we get if you play 7 straight weeks of this, of knocking out the objective, you get a 99 overall player. That's basically a golden ticket. Those cards are crazy good. All of them are really amazing. But I don't like playing solo challenges for the thought of maybe getting a bunch of bronze and silver cards at the start of Madden next year, where I'm going to be buying bundles on bundles on bundles with money. So it's not going to be anybody that fits my team. So that's my one complaint. Like, I really wish you know what we're playing for. But in the last podcast, which you guys won't hear, because I bleeped up, which wasn't really my fault, but I bleeped up still.
It was the greatest podcast of all time, by the way.
It really was. You missed it. You guys, Wheelz was giving hot takes. He was cussing out every YouTuber on YouTube that he had issues with. Bro, it was amazing. We missed all of it because, shout out to the roommates that live here. But yeah, so I just want to know what we're playing for. Like, is it worth grinding? Because in years past, the loyalty objectives and the loyalty rewards have all been terrible. This is I think the past 2 years have been the best years that we got to give rewards. I remember back in Madden 13, we had to collect these super expensive 3 million coin cards just to get their silver versions in Madden, 5,000 coins, when I could have sold those cards for money. So I just didn't like the objectives from that game. The objectives from Madden 25 to Madden 15 were terrible, and now we're starting to see them pay off a little bit more. So hopefully they're better going into Madden from Madden 17 to Madden 18. Get some better players and some. It's worth our time because this always take a while. It's about 2 hours every single week. It looks like these. Is there ice cream man outside? What the fuck?
see you Texas. Yeah, we'll go on without you while you go get some ice cream.
It's like 8 o'clock. What's going on right now? Okay, but yeah, I'm just hoping that we get better objective rewards for these 2 hours sessions every single week for next year's Madden.
Oh yeah, Wheelz.
Yeah. I mean, why did they hype these cards up though? Like they hyped them up so much on Twitter. Like, oh my god, getting pretty nice 99 cards tomorrow. Can't get them for 2 months. So I'm not. They need to just stop hyping cards up on Twitter and then being, oh, we can't get these cards for 7 weeks. Like, stop doing that. I do like the fact that you get these cards for free if you play the solos. I don't really like playing solos though, so I don't know if I'm gonna actually get these cards, but I probably should. But yeah, I don't like playing solos, especially when there's like not any good solos out right now.
Yeah, that I saw with a lot of people complaining that they gave us these objectives, but nothing really new to play with them. So that was a big complaint. And then, like, back to Texas's point about not knowing what this is going to be for Madden 18. I mentioned this last one. I should stop saying that I mentioned this last one. Just start saying it. July 1, Guru said they can't talk about loyalty rewards for Madden 18 because of revenue recognition. Basically, they can't promise shareholders, or they can't make a promise about revenue that would impact this quarter if it's going to come in next quarter. I don't know, stock stuff and stuff. Basically, you can Google revenue recognition if you want. So I laid that out to my Twitter followers. Guru got a little snappy on me on Twitter. And then, so expect to hear more about loyalty rewards July 1. Because that's the same quarter that Madden 18 comes out, and the EA's second fiscal quarter. So that's about a month from now is when we'll hear about that. Moving on from the loyalty program, we'll keep going quickly through them. The redemption sets. How do you guys? What are your feelings on the redemption sets, where basically you put in a certain number of gold, you get. Last week was the NFL Draft Elite Player. This week was the Movers. Now, do you think this is a good thing for MUT? Or is this encouraging farm teams and people farming these redemption sets? Do you think it's going to have an effect on the trade block next year, or are we going to have a trade block next year? Wheelz, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't know if we're going to have a trade block next year. That might be an interesting thing. I don't care if it goes either way. Farming, I mean, if you got time to farm, then good for you. But I do like those sets. I'm a big fan of those sets.
Yeah. Texas?
I think the trade block is just about confirmed, because if you're going to be doing MUTSQUADS, how are you supposed to get those players to your friend to build the squads? Right?
That's an interesting point.
It has to be in the game based off of that. I could be wrong about it. It might be another way. Maybe they just pull your binders together, you get the players, you're good to go. But these sets are cool. I mean, it does encourage farming, but that's just because a lot of us don't got many coins over here. So, but if you don't get anybody good, you're just losing coins at that point. So you just gotta hope you get something good. Because over on Xbox, I did the set. I pulled that Mike Lennon. I was so salty. I didn't even want to go on a farm account and buy those cards and pull it on Mike Lennon. That's just a waste of coins, waste of time. But on PS4, I pulled the Latavius Murray. So if you get lucky, I guess you can keep trying as many accounts as you want to make it happen. But I think it's good for the economy. It makes players more affordable as opposed to being more expensive. I don't know if EA wants these players cheaper or want the economy affected like that. But if I can get a beastly card for 300,000 coins less, that is, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, and it brings value. I'm a big fan of anything that brings value to pro packs and the goals that come out of pro packs. So I am also a fan of them.
They're about 2,000 coins right now. So basically, you get 2K back out of the gold in the pro pack. And if you pull 3 golds one pack, that's like 6K.
I know, that's awesome. And then if you sell the silvers, they might be worth like 400, 500 coins.
Ain't nobody buying no silver. You put those in badge packs, bro. Ain't nobody out here buying silver. We need a silver medal master set, EA. Maybe talk to somebody about that tomorrow.
Yeah, let's hopefully. Hey, what do you guys think? So, Wheelz, you called these packs trash. I also bought the packs, and for money, it wasn't a terrible return on investment because those golds, those golds program cards are going for like 10,000 coins each. When I was pulling, do you guys think pack odds have gone up? Because I've seen a lot more people pull ultimate tickets, bosses. It feels like on social media, more people have been pulling better cards lately. Wheelz, what are your thoughts?
They've been boosted. It has not been boosted for me, unless it's base elites. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, they might be boosted. I just feel like less people are opening packs, and just means maybe a higher chance for other people to pull stuff. I have no idea how that works, but I don't know.
So you haven't noticed anything personally?
Nah, not for me.
Okay, Texas?
Not this month. Month of May was rough, man. Month of April was amazing. Month of May has been pretty terrible for me, but a lot of people I've seen been pulling crazy limited time cards here, limited time card there. So if they are boosted, like Will said, it's not for me. It's not for him. Like, it's for other people apparently. So I think eventually we'll probably pull something, but like right now I have not pulled anything in a good 5 weeks that's been like worth over 500,000 coins.
Yeah.
Probably even 100,000 coins. Actually, if you want to be more technical, it's been bad. I still haven't pulled a Season Star Elite player. Like, Gutfoxx. You know how long the promo's been in the game? It's fucking June 1st, and I have not pulled a Season Star Elite player. And I had 10 million coins at the beginning of April, and I was pulling packs like crazy. I have not pulled a Season Star Elite player.
Have you opened Season Star packs?
No, but I seen them come out of pro packs though. We discussed this last like 2 weeks ago. But I'm just saying, man, like these pack odds is bad for me for some reason when it comes to those cards.
They identified your account. They mess with your odds. Maybe GS is talking about how many good pulls he's had lately on Twitter, and he's all of a sudden gotten really buddy with the EA guys. So I can totally see it, man. They figured out which account you have. They gave GS your odds.
I think it's just Colorado IP, man. That's what I think is going on.
Totally.
Hey, I moved at the wrong time.
Oh, you moved? Yeah, Colorado. I can see that, like some sort of timing issue. They gotta take some sort of random seed. Yeah. Hey, so what do you guys think about Madden Mobile? This is kind of like last thing I think we'll get to. Actually, no, you got something else. I'll get to a second. Madden Mobile and integrating it more into MUT next year, like a lot of some other mobile games do. What do you guys think of that? Wheelz, do you have any thoughts on integrating Madden Mobile there?
Yeah, I like that. I hopefully you could earn rewards from, like, if you play Madden Mobile, you could earn rewards onto console Madden. Anything integrated is good, I think. And I'm just surprised that a lot of people didn't like Madden Mobile this year because a lot of people liked Madden Mobile last year. So
yeah, that'd be interesting. It would be good to have somebody like a Madden Mobile expert, like MMG Texas or something, because we were going to have him on once and then something happened, but. To actually talk about why isn't Madden Mobile working in 17 and engaging with people like it did in 16. Texas, what are your thoughts?
It's kind of weird too because Madden Mobile actually does more updating and more content stuff than the actual game that makes them more money. Like Madden Mobile had a CFL promo where you got like CFL legends, and they don't have one over here for this. So their content seems to be on point, but I don't know. Maybe cards are way too expensive over there because of all the how easy it is to get coins and shit, or maybe it's just they're just bored of it. I don't know. I really like what their developers do because they actually do a lot more than the EA team does, seems like. I guess it's much easier to code for mobile than it is to code for an actual game. Only thing that game pretty much has terribly is like the gameplay over there. But I would love to see them implement rewards, just like Will said. Just if you play that game, get rewards on that game, there's rewards on Madden. And if you play Madden over here, they can like, oh, if you take Madden to go with you, play Madden Mobile for your chance at earning like an 85 overall free elite. Just go ahead and like do some shit over there. I don't know, it'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, there's a lot of different ways they could share coins and stuff and earn things on the regular mode. All right, last thing, Texas, you went on a nice long rant on the greatest podcast of all time, Lost to the Sands of Time. This is just the tribute to that rant, but AJ Green and the signature promo let's hear what you got.
I don't think I can muster it up anymore, man. I'm kind of mad at myself for like not having the greatness in that episode. And even though I can probably just say I could probably do it again. I'm just mad at myself. I don't deserve to rant right now for what I did. Y'all should rant at me for making y'all do this again.
Hey, Texas, we love you too much.
Well, yeah, that AJ Green's terrible. I know when I pulled it, he's like, that's a good pull. And then you see his stats, like, this is like one of the worst receivers you see over here in this game for the price. I just don't get why we are still getting slow receivers in this game that don't match their stats. Now, that's what the rant was about, but I'm not going to rant right now. I'm going to let y'all take care of the anger this time. Let y'all get the pitchfork and the fire and go to town on and go at EA. But it just makes no sense to me because we got some pretty amazing cars in the game that are going for a little cheaper, and then AJ Green comes out, and he's just average, but he's $1 million coins, and I just don't get how that's possible.
Yeah. Especially for such a huge name. Him and Patrick Peterson both, right? Wheelz mentioned, I'm taking Wheelz' point about Patrick Peterson also having very similar 94 speed. Their biggest names, they screwed him in stats. Wheelz?
Yeah.
Anything?
Yep, Pat Pete, 4.340, gets 94 speed. Really? Really? With, like, chemistry, gets 95 speed. Ooh. So... So yeah, I just don't know why they're not juicing these cards. It's the end of the year. Who cares? Just juice these cards. It's still giving you money, so why not juice some cards? That's what I feel like. So
yeah, no, I think we're all on the same page there. Texas, any other words?
No, I'm trying to think of like reason why they're not juicing these cards. Cause they juice some. I don't know why they're not juicing these ones though. Like, are there plans in the future for these cards getting other upgrades? Is that why AJ Green's kind of limited right now because he's getting another card in the future?
Hey, you know, I talked about this today in my video. So they did all these program rewinds. Wow, I can't even speak. For like for Julio Jones, and then we got the other programs. There are programs still left to be year in reviewed. The stars, like you mentioned, the movers. Like, do you think we're getting masters like we got for all the other programs for like the 4 that are left? Because that could be a deal, right?
It seems like I wouldn't mind that if all the promos basically got master sets towards the end, because at least it gives us something to do. It's also something easy that they can do. Now, hopefully, you see with base elites and alt chem elites, like shit like that. So that way it'd be a little easy. Those cards are more common than everything else is. But if we're gonna be seeing more master sets, that I wouldn't be mad at it at all. So possibly that's probably why they're holding off on some of these cards.
Wheelz, do you think is that an investment opportunity?
Maybe we could maybe see something like signature master, award winner master, something like that, possibly.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, we'll get more of these master cards. I think that's kind of what it's leaning towards. I don't think we really have much more promos left, right? Maybe July 4th. Hopefully, we'll see about that.
Well, probably not, because it's a holiday. You need to go donate your money to your country because we don't expect anything on the holidays. So probably not. No.
That was something we went into pretty hardcore in the last one.
Yeah,
Guru. That was a really good Guru impression, though.
I've honestly never heard Guru talk.
You don't watch his reveal streams?
No. Well, I mean, that sounds so mean. Like, but I don't watch a lot of people's streams. It's not just nothing personal.
You're a busy man. Yeah. Yeah, I'm frequently lurking on Wheelz' stream and Texas's. Hey, I got nothing else. Anything you guys want to talk about before we cash it in? We're about on time, actually.
I got nothing else to say. But tune in to this next upcoming episode of the MUTMEN podcast. We got a special guest going to debut on there. We're not going to tell you guys who it is right now, but you will find out on Tuesday. What is that, June 6th? That's 6th, right? 6th?
Yeah.
June 6th. But we appreciate you coming by the podcast for the second time again, Wheelz. Technically the third time. I won't fuck this one up. It'll be up tomorrow in the afternoon. So thank you for coming by, man. Appreciate it. And let the people know where they can find you again.
Yeah, no problem. YouTube.com/WheelzGaming and Twitch.tv/WheelzFL. Or you can follow me on Twitter at WheelzFL if you want to.
Perfect. Are you going to do a 24-hour stream for Madden 18?
I might. I don't know. I still haven't thought about that, right. But
yo, you should do one. And then like when I'm like taking a lunch break, I'm gonna put your stream up and watch you play Madden. But just don't copyright my video. All right, just don't do that to me because I'll be kind of mean.
Wait, Texas, you're doing 24?
I think so. I'm gonna try it. I might die. You know,
I've done a 24-hour stream. It's tough. it gets tough, but I don't know. I haven't really thought about it yet, but I might do something like that, like release day, 24-hour stream, something like that.
That would be pretty intense, but that'd be kind of cool. Yeah. Then we got Texas's content is also Wheelz, and then when Wheelz needs a break, he'll put up Texas. There it is.
And then YouTube gonna be like, yo, you stream 24 hours, 100,000 views, and be like, yeah. This is gonna happen because YouTube streaming is weird. The longer you stream, the more views you get. It's wild.
It makes sense though. As more people stop in, they count that as new views.
It really does. Somebody comes back, count that as new views. It's dope. So I love YouTube. Keep streaming on YouTube until that shit decides to stop being great. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. That's all we got for you today. Shout out to Gutfoxx, shout out to Wheelz, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.